Welcome to Epic Gen Table Talk. We all know how important it is to take care of our health. But do we really know how to take care of our health in a natural way? Well, lucky for us, today we're going to be learning more about naturopathic medicine to support our optimal health. Can I just ask you guys, how are you doing today? Woo! Okay,
There's
full
so
house
many
here.
of us. There's so many.
I'm very claustrophobic.
No, guys.
I can't breathe.
I got 2 and 3 on
we have 2 extras.
here.
Actually, you have 2 extras are me and him.
Yeah, that's why I was like, are you trying to backhand me?
Set me next to Marco. You're prepared. Be prepared for chaos.
Oh my goodness. You can't send me next to anyone, actually.
Because we're both here.
You asked the wrong people.
So before we start any drama, let's start with a big question. Now, I'm noticing some eye bags across the room.
We weren't starting with trauma.
I really tried to hide it.
Like, pointed
Like insecurity.
Be real with me. How much sleep did you guys get last night?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a great
That's
question.
a great
I
question.
gotta count. Hold on.
I slept at 11.
We both had really, really late practice last
Oh my
night.
goodness. That was.
Until 11?
Yeah, they were like,
11?
guys, please wrap it up. And we're like,
Yes.
wait, 1 second.
Wait, we have to correct it. But you live close to your house.
Yeah, but I had work to do.
Me too! I slept at 3.
I slept at 2:30.
Oh my god! We're working.
Working 9 to 5.
And you have school. So speaking of school, how are your routines going back into the flow?
Me personally, I'm doing well, guys. So
Good for you.
You have to set like 15 alarms in the morning. Especially today because it was my picture day and I was like, I need to wake up early, so I
Picture day.
I had a picture day on Monday.
Why is there so early?
Mine was Friday. We have
into my school.
Question, why is it so early?
Yeah.
We had a picture day yesterday.
They need to wait
So early.
when
Mine
we
is in like 2
grow up.
weeks.
Why is it so low? Don't you want your ID
Like
already?
mentally and physically prepared. Like we were all caught off guard.
Yeah, like I just got back. I'm not ready for that.
My summer glow up didn't work yet.
That's what I'm saying.
It didn't really glow up. It kind of went in a straight line. Like I wouldn't say it went down, but it didn't go up.
It didn't go up.
No,
It didn't go up either.
I went to school with like 10 new breakouts. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
No, I'm actually I'm starting to break out on the forehead, guys. I'm trying to cover it up.
You're lucky. Tell the audience. Show the forehead.
Okay. That's for another day. Okay,
guys, you heard that? Like another day, he's gonna show his forehead.
Okay, stay tuned.
Thank you.
So anything other, like school related, other than picture day, anything you guys have been up to, any activities?
No.
No, you guys haven't been staying active.
Sleep.
Yeah, so real.
Nothing that comes to mind.
Wait, what grade is everyone here?
Let's go from that side
Okay.
to there.
Miss Day.
I'm grade 11.
Old.
Grandma? I'm grade 9, bro. I'm grade 9.
Oh my goodness.
She's
first
the
year.
baby.
How was
She's the
that?
baby.
Sorry.
Wow, you're taking over the baby.
Okay, I'm in grade 10.
Oh, she's miming it, guys.
Also in grade 10.
Ooh.
10 out of 10.
Let me hear what grade you are in. I can't hear it. Can you say it?
11.
I think you need to say it louder. I think you have to say it.
You know, like 1 and 1.
Did you say 11?
So grade 2?
He's the youngest guy.
Yes. Oh my
Thank you for having me.
goodness.
So like we have the Lolo and Lola.
And then we have
I want to
Diana.
be called.
And the middle children.
So since we're all in high school, yay!
It's not okay. Okay,
Why are you celebrating?
I mean, it's our first year, guys.
It's
It's our first year.
Happy to happiness.
So when it,
No, you can go.
so when it comes comes to school and like high school, what do you guys eat?
Oh, good question.
That is a
Calf
great
cookies.
Honestly, same.
Literally this entire week, all I've been eating are like veggie beef patties from my calf.
Oh, isn't that healthy though?
Who said there's a lot of vegetables? Who said that?
We need to get
Maybe it's like 20% vegetable, 80% beef.
So getting a little bit of nutrition in there.
I have some veggies.
At least they're vegetables.
We'll leave it at veggies. Leave it there.
Don't look at me.
What is?
So, what's your lunch?
What's
Your
I usually have a nice salad, guys. I got salad with cucumbers and then ranch sauce.
She's an example.
Be like her children.
How about the newest? The newest.
How about the Lolo?
The newest Lolo.
Now you're just being mean.
I'm being mean.
Okay, there's like. Okay. Are you? Oh my god. Okay.
Nice.
Call me that. You can't call me that. Okay.
Okay, Lolo.
I usually have a good, chicken nugs. And the veggies and the fruits come from my friends. I usually steal. Actually, today in my food and culture class, we were cutting up pears, and then she's like, "If you guys want one, just take one." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna take one."
Are you sure it was one? Was it two?
What are you?
It was one now. It was one now.
It was one.
Definitely.
Yo.
Yum.
Your lunch.
I pack healthy because I'm in grade 9.
No, you're
How does being in grade 9
I was not.
I don't know. When I was in grade 9, I don't remember packing early.
My mom trained me young. She trained me young. Every single day of school, I have one cucumber. Every single day. Never miss one. Not like this big, like one cucumber. It's not like woo.
She has one.
She bought the whole thing.
Cucumber is this long.
Yeah, she's gonna cut it up.
She's like,
So like how's lunch, guys?
I'm Gordon Ramsay. I'll cook for you guys.
Literally
Go.
at school, she's in the calf. She's like, she has like a whole cutting board, and she's like cutting.
She's actually the workers in the calf.
Yeah.
She's actually the chef. She's actually the head chef.
Yeah. She's the one that made your veggie and beef patty.
So why was it only 20% veggie?
Yeah.
She ate all of it.
She ate
I ate all the cucumber.
Yeah.
So I've just heard all about breakouts, sleep problems, and problems with our lunches. But thankfully, our next guest is an expert in all of these things. So hopefully he can provide us some guidance. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Epic Gen Table Talk. Our special guest today is a licensed naturopathic doctor, and he is registered with the College of Naturopaths of Ontario. He's the author of the upcoming book, Change Your Life Now. He believes in the natural powers of healing the body. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to our special guest today, Dr. Arvin Tuteja, or Dr. A.
Hello everyone. Thank you guys for having me here.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming. Our first question for you today is, what is naturopathic medicine, and when should someone go to a naturopathic doctor?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking me that. Like you rightly mentioned, I believe in the natural powers of healing the body. So that is part of what naturopathic medicine is about. I would divide it into mainly two aspects. One is that we try to use the natural ways of healing. So we're using natural sources which, being natural, have lesser side effects, and they're more in tune with our system. So the other aspect is that we are looking at things in a holistic way. Now, what does holistic mean? That means we are trying to bring together things in a context. We're not looking at a certain symptom alone. We're trying to look at the whole human body and seeing where, if there is any disbalance, where that disbalance is coming from. So we are trying to get to the root cause of things. We're not just treating a symptom. And the way we treat that is, again, using natural means, which could be herbal medicine, it could be acupuncture, it could be nutrition and diet, which is one of the cornerstones of this. And it could be other aspects like hydrotherapy, homeopathy. So we have a bunch of tools at our disposal, all of which are natural, and which we combine based on what we think is going on to bring your body back into balance. At the same time, knowing that your body has a lot of healing powers, and we just want to give you the tools to help your body to regain control of itself and come back to its natural self.
That's very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How do we ensure that we get proper nutrition instead of dieting? And can you please tell us what it means to keep our gut healthy?
Great question. I appreciate your asking me that, because that leads us to the crux of what all naturopathy is about.
Perfect.
So the gut is where we get everything in, right? And that is what affects our whole body. What we take in, what we imbibe in is what we are. So keeping your gut healthy is very important, and being cognizant of what you're taking in and how you're taking it in is also very important. So the thing that I want to emphasize on nutrition is that we should take whole foods. That is proper foods like vegetables, fruits, whole grains, rather than taking all these processed foods which have been modified to maybe try and make them a bit tasty, but that has removed all the ingredients, the helpful ingredients from them, and has made them not that natural, and so they don't affect our body. So they affect our body in bad ways. They cause allergic reactions to our body, and we are not able to imbibe that many nutrients from them. So when you ask about nutrition, try to imbibe something like whole grains, whole foods, vegetables and fruits. Stay away from sugars as far as you can. That has been found to be one of the worst things. It's like a sugar addiction that it develops, which is akin to the other addictions like drugs and smoking, and we don't think of sugar that way, but it's very much like that, and it affects the body in very harmful ways. So keeping our gut healthy, again, that's a great question. Keeping our gut healthy involves taking all these foods in the right quantities and making sure that we give time to our gut to imbibe them. So even when we are eating, we should eat mindfully. We should be aware of what we are eating. We should not be watching TV at the same time or doing other stuff at the same time or walking while eating. And so that we are concentrated on that food and we give it a chance to bring its good effects to us completely. I don't know if I answered your question properly, but is that what you meant to ask?
Yes. No, that was good. Thank you.
And also, I understand that you focused a lot on pain and sleep, as well as hormonal and autoimmune disorders. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the most common problems you see among teens, and how do you think we can deal with our hormonal changes?
Great question again. These are all things that are very common, and they're becoming more and more common as our diet is changing and going away from natural means. So this just ties in with the question I was asked earlier. So the most common problems that I see are things like allergies and food sensitivities, which are increasing, as you may probably have noticed in this, as we imbibe all these unnatural foods. And things like asthma, things like acne, these are things that are becoming more and more common. This all ties in a lot with the gut as well. So when we imbibe these unnatural foods, they lead to damage to our gut, something called a leaky gut syndrome, which is at the root of all these autoimmune and inflammatory disorders. So what they cause is that our gut cells, which are normally tied together, they will loosen up because of the harmful effects of these nutrients which our body doesn't recognize. And then everything leaks through, and that leads to lots of inflammatory and autoimmune changes. And this is what leads to the outbreak of all these acne, the asthma, the allergic and food sensitivities. So that is one thing that I would again emphasize on, that we should be very cognizant of what we are taking in so that we are able to deal with all this. Again, having said the hormonal changes, again, when we're using things like lots of cosmetics with lots of ingredients which are not natural, which are chemicals that are made up, those can be bad estrogens for us. They can be, there's plastics all around which can provide bad estrogens to us, and they can lead to all sorts of hormonal changes. So again, be careful of what you're taking in, even what you're taking it in. Like food should always be in glass or ceramic or steel containers. When we put them in plastic, when they are subjected to heat, part of that plastic might leak out and contaminate your food. And that could lead to very big side effects. So again, those are some points that come to mind, and I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
You
much.
gave us so much information, honestly.
So you have an upcoming book called Change Your Life Now, which sounds very interesting. So can you please tell us more about it and what our viewers can learn from it?
So I've been working on this book for a time now, and hopefully I'll get it published soon. So what this actually emphasizes on something that I've noticed in my life, I've noticed around me. Life, as we know, is a process of change. From when we are born to when we grow old to whatever we do. Every day is a day of change. At some point, like at your age, you guys are very good with change. You enjoy change, you bring about change. And I believe that sort of stimulates us and our health as well to go in the right direction. Once we fall stagnant, once we think in terms of stability, and that is a very natural thing to get into as we grow older. We want some amount of stability, and some amount of stability is good. But when we tend to fall into the rut, as we call it, and we sort of avoid change and we avoid doing new things, we are not able to accept change when it comes up. Like I said, life is a process of change. Whether you want it or not, change is going to come upon you. So it's better if you're able to accept it and go along with it. That way you will be more prepared for what's going to happen, and you will be better able to respond to it, as well as you will be able to enjoy the process.
Thank you so much for all your advice here today, Dr. A. And we're sure to check out your book because it seems very interesting for old morals.
Thank you.
And so now we're going to have to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to take a look into our lunch boxes.
That's great.
Back with our special guest, naturopathic expert, Dr. A.
Hey again. How are you guys?
All right, Dr. A. We all brought our typical lunches that we bring to school in the rush, and we want to know what you think about it, and maybe you can guide us on how we can make it into a more nutritious and healthier meal.
Sounds good.
Okay, you can start.
Okay, so for my lunches, I usually have, when I do pack a lunch, it's usually more on the chicken side.
Okay.
It's usually like chicken fingers or chicken nuggets.
Okay.
And I also have some fruits and vegetables when my friends bring some, because they usually bring a lot. But when I don't pack my lunch, I go to the cafeteria. They usually make pizza, fries, pasta, cookies, a bunch of things.
Pizza right here. Yeah. Order up.
Sounds good. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on your friends. You got very healthy friends.
Definitely.
So that's a great thing to have. And chicken is great for you. Chicken is one of the best meats. I mean, I would say the best meats are poultry, that is chicken and turkey, just because they are healthier than the red meats, which tend to have more starches, and the other red meats have also been shown to have some association with other heart diseases, cancers, kind of things, which is not, but that's why chicken and poultry are healthier. And so that's good that you have that. Having said that, I always prefer if you don't fry them too much. And if you do fry them, the preferable oils to heat them in are coconut oil, because that is a saturated oil which is healthy and which doesn't break down into trans fats. Okay. And like I said, your friends are keeping you healthy, because once you have these things with all kinds of vegetables and fruits, that's great. I mean, even there have been studies showing even red meats, if you have them with vegetables, they don't cause that much of side effects. Okay, so vegetables provide lots of good fiber, and that is what our gut needs. Our gut has something called a microbiome, which is the good bacteria that live in our gut, and they feed on these pro and prebiotics, which are provided by green leafy vegetables. And once you keep those microbiome healthy, they keep your gut healthy and they keep your whole body healthy. So it's great to have some vegetables and fruits with everything that you eat. In fact, let me just go into something else right now, since the topic has come up. The order in which you eat, if you just change that order a bit, like if you're having green leafy vegetables first, the high fiber foods first, and after that you have your proteins, and then you follow that up with your simple carbs. And what that does is that the green leafy vegetables and the fibers will first of all fill your stomach. They'll make you feel full. They'll coat your stomach. And so the thing that you have in the end, the simple carbs, which are the sweets and stuff, which are the most harmful for you, they won't get absorbed that much, right? So they won't harm you that much, and you won't be that hungry, so you won't eat that all that much. So it's good to keep your treats for the end. That way you get to have your treats and you don't get to harm your body as well. It's have your cake and eat it too. So that's my take on that. So it's pretty healthy, provided you keep the same prints.
Your friends are the healthy ones.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so for my lunch, I like to keep it healthy because I want to be the mom friend. So if I do have any snacks, I immediately give them to my friend. I'm like their personal pantry.
You gave some to me.
I always have one cucumber, like that's a given. I always have one cucumber.
good.
I have one clementine usually because I just like clementines. And then I'll have like a little sandwich with whatever meat is left over from last night.
That's a pretty healthy lunch, I would say. And pretty healthy for you. I'm not sure about your friends. But,
I am one of the friends.
that's pretty healthy because cucumbers are good, clementines are good. Cucumbers provide you good fiber. Clementine provides you good fiber. They provide you some vitamin C and some other minerals and vitamins. The only thing I have to say is, since we're on the subject of fruits, always try and add more berries to your diet. Berries have good oxidants when you're thinking of fruits.
Are bananas berries?
Bananas are not berries.
That argument.
Bananas are not
There's
There was an argument about that. Yeah, sorry.
Bananas? Okay, I haven't heard of that.
Oh.
But I don't think they're berries as per what my knowledge is right now. On the subject of bananas, it's always better to have green bananas rather than the yellow ones. Because the green ones are healthier, the yellow ones have more of kind of converted to simple carbs. This is okay, you can have that.
So this card.
Don't wait for them, yeah.
The color.
The color is more greenish, I would say, rather than yellowish. So just try to do that. And meats are good. Leftovers are fine, I would say. That's easy to put in your lunchbox in the morning, so that's a very good strategy to have. The breads, I would say, try to go for the whole grain breads rather than the processed white ones. Otherwise, I think that's pretty healthy.
Thank you.
Now let's go to the unhealthy side. I think I'm the worst among all of us because the mornings are really quick for me, so I just bring the most unhealthy but yummy foods. So as you can see, I bring Oreos, more biscuits, and sometimes I have a sprinkle of little fruits over here, like grapes. And as she said, she gives food to her friends. I'm one of those friends, and she gave me grapes today. And the best part is Nutella croissant, which is, I feel like, the most unhealthy one. But you're here to help us with that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's unhealthy, that's great. I don't say avoid them totally. These are treats. You're young, your bodies are able to handle a lot. And you'll use the carbs from this, that'll give you energy at least. What I would say is add some stuff to this. Maybe change over some things. Like I was saying, if you add some high fiber vegetables, I don't know if you like avocados, those are very healthy foods to have, and I find them pretty delicious. You can add a bit of salt or some sprinkling on them and they become really delicious. Try doing that. I'm sure you'll soon find them more delicious than all else. And add some protein to this. That can be in the form of meats. If you guys are into it, smoothies are a great way to have that. You can add some
protein smoothies.
Yeah, I mean, you can add some protein powder to the smoothies. You can have smoothies made from green leafy vegetables, different fruits. That adds taste to that. You can add things like ground flax seeds. to that, seeds and nuts are very good for you. So if you have time in the morning, or you can even make this in the evening and then keep it in the refrigerator and take it with you in the morning. That's a great breakfast to have, and that's easy to do as well. So that's my suggestion for you. I think you need a bit more protein. And then if you look at the order of things, keep your treats for the end, so that by the time you've had some fiber, some protein, you won't be that eager to have this. You won't have that much space in your stomach.
I mean, I think I can speak for everyone that we've definitely learned a lot from you.
That's great.
But unfortunately, we're running out of time. So before we go, I just want to talk about the food labels. What are some things we should watch out for or maybe avoid when we go to the grocery store?
So I'll tell you in first. Let me just have a look at these and compare these. One thing is, you see over there mentioned saturated fats and trans fats. Trans fats are something that are bad for us always. Okay, so that is the worst kind of fat for you. And saturated fats, especially in these packages, are not good. So try to keep that as minimum as you can. If that is a higher percentage, avoid that product. The other thing is, we want to avoid sugars, especially the sugars that we find in these. So they can be under different names. Just try to look out for that. You can see over here sugar, dextrose, maltodextrin. And this is like just a fourth or fifth ingredient, which means it's in a large amount. Because they tend to mention ingredients in the amount that they are. So I would avoid that for sure. So these are two things that I would look at for sure. And then you can look at things like, for the good part, look at the proteins, the amount of proteins that are there. That is the one good thing that you can look at. If it's more, that's good. If it's less, that's bad. Again, one important thing to look at is that these are nutrition facts given per 3/4 cup, or as over here, per 12 snack crackers. We fail to look at that a lot of time. That might be a very small thing, that might be a very small quantity, and that contains all of this. So just be cognizant of that how much you are having will depend on that. So I think in the small time that we have, I think just look out for these 2 or 3 things and we can start off from there. Okay, so now going to granular bars, which are generally, I would say, more healthier than these kind of snacks. Just the only things I would want you to look for are, again, the saturated and the trans fats, as well as the protein content. I would like the protein content to be more, rather than the saturated and trans fat to be more. And when we look at the ingredients in this has got whole grain rolled oats, which are good. Again, this mentions brown sugar pretty early. Now remember, any kind of sugar is sugar. So don't get fooled by that. And it mentions sugar in a couple of places. It mentions honey blend. I'm pretty sure this has a lot of sugar in it. So just go and compare and see how much of sugar is there, how much of trans fat is there. Try to keep that, try to look at things which have less of that and more of proteins. The good thing about this, I would say, is that it mentions whole grain rolled oats, which is a good ingredient to have. So even in granular bars, you can compare these things, see if they are whole grain, see what else they have, see how much sugar and trans fats and protein they have. And try to prefer the ones with more protein and less of fats and sugars. That is.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Ray, today and teaching us valuable tips on how to care for our health even more. And to our viewers out there, remember that health is wealth, and remember to take care of your overall health. Till next time, here at Epic Gen Table Talk.